Hey, you guys, Toccara here of Toccara Karizma, and I am going to share with you the ultimate hashtag strategy to grow your Instagram followers. Now, before I get started, if you like tips like this, make sure to subscribe, to like this video, to share it with your friends. And if you want to learn more about growing your business online using the power of Facebook, go ahead and check out my social savvy course at Toccara Karizma. Okay, I like being of value and I like to lay out these tips super quick for you so you can take them and you can use them in your business. So I can make mistakes. When I go through this, I'm not kind of going through it one time. I'm just kind of going through it raw so you get the raw me. So bear with me, okay? I want to give you 9 like super expert hashtag strategies that you can use this year to grow your Instagram followers, because hashtags are not dead, you guys. They actually do work if you work them. So are you making this mistake with your hashtags? Because this is the #1 mistake I see business owners making, which is going to tie into my first tip. The biggest mistake I see business owners making with the hashtags is they're using the wrong hashtag. They're not using the right ones. So here's what I mean. Let me explain for just a hot minute, okay? So let me use my business as an industry and as an example, okay? So if I am offering digital marketing services, and I'm using hashtags like, hashtag Facebook ad agency life, digital marketer, social media marketing, those are not the types of hashtags that are going to attract my ideal clients. Those are actually the hashtags that my fellow competitors are using and following, but not my customers. It's not like my customer who owns an e-commerce store is following the hashtag digital marketer, right? So the #1 mistake that businesses make is that they're using hashtags that describe their product or service versus the hashtags that their customers are actually using and following. So I want you to shift this. So a better strategy to attract the right type of client and customer is my tip #1. Use the hashtags that your customers are using and following, not hashtags that describe your business, okay? Now here's a disclaimer. I just wanna let you know, if you go on my Instagram, you follow at Toccara Karizma, and I hope you do because I love to have conversations with you there. If you do, you will see that I use those types of hashtags: Facebook ads, ad agency life, digital marketer, social media marketing. But it's okay for me to do that. I'm okay with it. You know why? Because I offer a Facebook ads course for other digital marketers. So I'm okay with attracting other digital marketers to my Instagram. So there's a reason why I use those hashtags. But if I didn't have a course for other digital marketers, I likely wouldn't be using those hashtags as much because I would be attracting the wrong customers and the wrong following to my Instagram, okay? Here is tip #2. Tip #2, as soon as you post, make sure to engage with the most recent posts that are using the exact same hashtags, since those people are likely to still be on Instagram. So here's what I mean. If I used the hashtag boss lady, right? I'm gonna go into, as soon as I post, into the hashtag boss lady. I'm gonna click it because it's a hyperlink. I can click into that hashtag and now see there's top posts, and then there's most recent posts. I'm actually gonna go into the most recent posts. And depending on how big that hashtag is, there may be people who posted in the same exact minute as me, or there could be like 30 posts in the last, 10 minutes that I'm gonna go in and I'm going to start engaging with. I'm gonna comment because they're likely still on Instagram. If they just posted, they're still interacting. And so I wanna get to my people as quickly as possible so that they can go back and engage with me. So that is my tip #2. Now, going back to tip #1, because I didn't mention it, if you want to attract the kinds of clients that you want, let's say for a digital marketing agency, just shift to the kinds of hashtags they're using. So I didn't give you examples. So an example might be something for like a digital marketing business. Mine is based in Hawaii. I might be using hashtags like Hawaii business or Shopify store because I serve Shopify store owners, or online business owner because I serve online business owners, or online boutique, hashtag online boutique, because those are the types of hashtags my ideal customer avatar is using and likely following. So I want to engage with those, okay? So that was part of tip #1 I left out. But let's take it a step further now, okay? Let's take it a step further. I also like to use at least 5 hashtags that are relevant to the post that I'm making. And what I mean by that is the actual image itself, okay? So let's say I have a post of me and I'm very bohemian looking and I have a cool like bohemian hippie headband and I'm in like this shabby chic looking living room, right? I might be using different hashtags there, at least 5 that are completely unrelated to my product or service, because I again want to attract the types of people that are in my ideal demographic or my similar demographic, that have similar interests as me or live a similar lifestyle. Because when you can connect with someone who has the same types of interests as you, or they have the same type of demographic, like I'm a mom, maybe I attract other moms, or I'm into shabby chic interiors and I attract shabby chic interior designers, right? Or I am really into my bohemian chic lifestyle and other people are following that. So I could use hashtags for that particular image, like bohemian chic or headband style or shabby chic interior or stay wild moonchild, right? Because I can start getting women on my page, or men, anyone who's posting and following those types of hashtags that probably have some similar interests to me, and they may relate to my content. So it doesn't have to do with my customer avatar at all or what I'm trying to promote. It just has to do with the post itself. If there's a post with a yellow flower in it, hashtag yellow flower, right? Okay, let's go into diving deeper even further, my friends. So I like to use hashtags for networking purposes. I actually call these almost like networking hashtags. And these come from really popular, almost like niche networking events, conventions, people that I'd like to network with. So going back to my digital marketing agency or what I do maybe as a freelancer in digital marketing, I may use hashtags like web development company or another hashtag called business coach for women, because web developers and business coaches for women are really good referral partners for me. Or taking it even a step further within this tip, number 4, is I might use the hashtags for conventions. So, and they're super niche, like social media marketing world. If I use hashtag SMMW20 or funnel hackers live, right? For ClickFunnels, FHL 2020, that's only going to attract, it's so niche. It's only the only people who are following those hashtags are people who are attending and involved in those conventions and those industry specific events. So I'm going to be starting to attract other digital marketers, other people who run the event, who attend the event onto my page. So I'm getting a much higher quality follower in that way. So my tip number 4 is to use networking hashtags to start conversations with other business owners, freelancers and influencers you may want to work with in the future. Tip number 5. I love to tear out my hashtags to make sure they are grouped by size. And I use all 30 hashtags. I do. It's like my theory is if someone gives you $30 million, are you only going to take 10 million of it? No, I'm going to take all 30 million, right? So the same is true with hashtags. So what I say tear it by size, and I say this often, is split it into thirds to make it easy, right? So I would use 10 hashtags that have less than 100,000 posts on them. I would use 10 that have maybe between 100,000 and 250,000. And I would use 10 that have somewhere between 250,000 and a million. I'll never use hashtags over a million, or at least I'll try my best not to. And this is a rough guideline. It's not going to be perfect, but it is a guideline you can follow to make sure that you get longevity on your posts, long reach on smaller niche hashtags, because it's going to they'll show up longer before another post replaces it. And then more extended quick reach that reaches a massive audience, but in a very short period. So there's like 2 strategies that you're hitting, right? So that's why we do this. So that is my tip number 5, tear out your hashtags. Tip number 6, I touched on it just a minute ago, use all 30 hashtags. Like I said, if someone's giving you $30 million, oh doll, I know you're not taking 10 million, you're taking all 30, and they are free. So take each and every one of them. My tip number 7 is use hashtags in the first comment below your post and lead with 5 dots right before it that are in a vertical line. So why I do that, I don't know if anyone's quite proven it, but there is belief that if you put your hashtags in your post, that it doesn't do as well as commenting with the hashtags. I can't tell you whether this is true or not. I really don't know. But I do follow, I actually manually will post my posts on my own Instagram. If you follow automation through really great programs and software like Hootsuite or Buffer or Agorapulse, I would be removing my hashtags from my post and trying to manually put them in the comments as quickly as possible after that post. So if I know every day the post is going to go out on Instagram at 9 a.m., then I would be putting hashtags in the comments below and be online at that time immediately. Or on Facebook, the reason why I like to remove them from the post itself is there's data that says that actually when you use hashtags within your post on Facebook, it actually can work against you. It doesn't necessarily help you. So I like to make sure that my hashtags are not included on that post, or of course, again, with posting tools, automated posting tools, you can do separate posts for Facebook and Instagram. And in that way, if you want, and if automation is going to save you tons of time, then so be it. Leave your hashtags in for Instagram, but make sure you remove them for Facebook. What I mean by doing those 5 dots is Instagram has a cutoff that if you do, the dot with a period, dot, space, dot, space, dot, space, dot, space, dot, space. So you get 5 vertical lines of dots, and then you start your hashtags, it'll look a lot cleaner on your feed. And if you go to my Instagram at Toccara Karizma, you will see how I do this with every single post. All right, tip number 8, especially for my local brick and mortar businesses, my local coffee shop, my local co-working space, my local realtor, I need you to be using very niche hashtags that are related to your community, right? So location-based hashtags. I actually do this all the time on my Instagram. I'm always doing things like hashtag lucky we live high, which is Hawaii. It's a saying in Hawaii, or 808 state of mind, or Hawaii, or Hawaii business, Hawaii entrepreneurs, San Diego business, Scottsdale business. So I'm constantly, wherever I am, using very local niche hashtags that are only relevant to that particular location, because it can really, really help. And outside of hashtag strategy, just tagging your location can also help expand your reach as well. So make sure you are using at least 2 to 3 very specific hashtags. And like I said, I use them even though I'm not a brick and mortar. I'm still located in Hawaii. I still have a large Hawaii clientele virtually through my digital marketing, and I still want to attract them. So I'm definitely almost always using some sort of Hawaii related hashtag within my posts. All right, tip number 9. Tip number 9, and this is the final tip I have for you. Use a branded hashtag to entice your followers to provide you UGC, or user generated content. And what I mean by that is put it in your bio. Now, what I mean is, let's say you have, I'm going to use Hawaii for example, and let's say I have a company called Mermaid Magic. Okay. Now the hashtag Mermaid Magic could be used on Instagram. And so I don't want to drive people to a hashtag that's used by other businesses. I only want them to use my relevant hashtag that's for my brand. So what I could do in my bio is say something like, use hashtag Mermaid Magic Ohana to be featured on our Instagram. And so you're creating a hashtag that would rarely ever be used by anyone outside your followers because it's too unique. It's not like someone's going to write Mermaid Magic Ohana, Ohana's family in Hawaii. They're not going to be using that in a hashtag Mermaid Magic Ohana without knowing of your business. So don't use hashtags in your bio that are generic hashtags, because all you're going to do is take people away from your business and have them start following other businesses that are using that hashtag. Instead, use very specific branded hashtags for your business and give them a call to action to use it. Use hashtag, branded hashtag, to be featured on our Instagram. And in that way, you can start getting some user-generated content, especially if you have a restaurant, or if you have makeup products, or you sell fashion. People will start using it, right? So I hope that this was helpful. If it was, make sure you subscribe below, that you like this video, you share. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about social media marketing. I'm here to be of service. Tons of other videos. I hope you enjoy watching them. And to learn more, you can always visit me at ToccaraKarizma.com, Toccara Karizma everywhere online and you will follow me. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.